Go on.
The middle of that, we start watching this movie. I was over at Crave online, and I picked up this movie, Fighting, with Channing Tatum and Terrence Howard. Now, this movie, I had heard that Terrence Howard's performance in this movie was experimental.
Experimentally awesome.
and I was like, okay, this is sitting on our. Remember Ahmad Childers, who was on the episode a couple while ago? He had a kid. This is sitting on his desk, and I go, hey man, you mind if I take your copy of Fighting? And he goes, yeah, whatever. So I take his copy of Fighting, I unwrap the thing, and I go, hey Corey, you want to watch this? Corey and I sit down on my couch.
Hold on, I've got my own version. I just want to say this. He didn't suggest it. I saw it. And I go, whoa, you have Fighting? He goes, oh yeah, I got that from Crave. I said, yeah, we should watch it. He goes, yeah, we can watch it sometime. I said, no, we're watching it now.
So we sit down on the couch. We watch this movie. Terrence Howard in this movie, you can tell he had signed to do the movie before he got nominated for an Oscar. Then he got nominated for an Oscar, did the movie, and swung his dick all over the set. It, like, basically kind of did what he wanted.
Yeah.
Or the director just kind of stood back, because his performance in this movie is insane.
But he's bigger than the movie. You can watch it. You can watch it just for him. And
yeah,
Denzel is one of those actors too.
You watch this for him. Oh man, I don't even. How would you describe this movie? Him in this movie, Fighting. I think Geekscape. I think the Geekscape audience should do a Geekscape movie club just for Fighting.
Yeah.
Just to talk about the insanity that is this movie.
Well, okay. First,
this movie shouldn't exist.
Watch it. Watch it. Could you make a drinking game out of every time he says something that doesn't have to do? I mean, you couldn't do it. This might bring you into the club, actually.
Gilmore, I was telling you about expositional dialogue and how it's one of my biggest. I hate expositional dialogue. This movie, I don't think Terrence Howard ever says anything during the movie that has anything to do with the plot. Period.
Yeah,
it barely has anything to do with what he's doing.
The price of stamps is really going up, but if you mail all your letters before April 7th, you'll still get them for the old price.
In the middle of a scene, he'll just go on these tangents.
Now you're going to fight that boy over there now. But if they go to the dry cleaners, most of the time they stay open later than they say on their signs.
You're just watching this performance, and you're like, he's literally mumbling, doing this Ratso Rizzo thing through the movie, and you're just like, meanwhile, you got Channing Tatum doing like his best white G from Alabama.
Yeah. No, she's my heart. But not even that much less. No.
So we're watching this performance. For the first 30 minutes of watching Fighting, Corey and I are like, can you believe this shit? The next 30 minutes, we're both asleep on the couch.
He's asleep.
You fell asleep.
No, you were asleep. I fell asleep during your video game afterwards.
We fell asleep.
By the way,
there's like sweaty dudes on the TV grounding it out on the ground. We're sitting on the couch. We basically had the gayest Saturday we could have had without having intercourse with each other.
The most heterosexual thing that happened was when your dog rubbed his penis on my crotch.